Good morning, everyone, and welcome to a new Daily Market Outlook. My name is Fabio, and we're back with a new Daily Market Outlook. Quick reminder, this afternoon, 14:15, 2:15 Central Eastern Time, there is going to be a New York live session on YouTube, so make sure to not miss out. You can also join the free Discord server, link is in the description down below. Without further ado, let's dive straight in. Let's start off by looking at the dollar index, and what we can currently see on the dollar index is that this is your swing low, this is your swing high on the daily, and we've made a beautiful 618 fib retracement. The only thing that I don't really like is that we've missed out on this area of daily demand over here. So that is still kind of what's bugging me, and what is telling me, okay, well, we could still come down lower for this 1, 2, 3 in towards this area of demand to then start rising alongside channel maturement. However, does not need to happen because we have already seen a beautiful fib retracement in towards downside, and we are seeing a lot of bullish intentions. Furthermore, quickly diving in towards the 4 hour, what we can see over there is that this area of demand, which I pointed out on the Friday, has been holding and has been sustaining bullish price action. Furthermore, we've been inside this area of supply already now for the third time. 1, 2, 3. So what I'm currently kind of keeping my eyes out for is, okay, are we going to see a fake out on that second high or a third trend and touch, then a dump back down lower? Or are we going to start breaking the highs? That's kind of what I'm going to be looking for today. What we have to keep in mind is that, okay, well, this kind of wedge formation could play out alongside a fake out on that second high in towards supply alongside a bearish 4 hour. However, what you have to keep in mind is that the more times you pop in towards an area of supply, the weaker that supply zone becomes. And that is kind of why I'm pretty hesitant on this drop on the dollar index. So what I want to see is how we react to this fake out on the second high and that third trend line touch. And once we're there, I'll just kind of make a calculated decision on if I'm going to see further downside or not. So yep, that is it for the dollar index. Let's head over to our first pair, which is Aussie dollar. So Aussie dollar, guys, and what is Aussie dollar currently doing? Well, Aussie dollar is currently pretty much just stalling inside this area of 4 hour demand. Quickly drawing it to the lowest wick, what we can see is that we wicked out of that area of 4 hour demand. So what we're just currently seeing is kind of a fake out on that swing low. I'm not a big fan of these demand zones on Aussie dollar because essentially what you have is a demand zone over here. You have some demand over here, and you also have some demand located over here. However, all of these demand zones aren't fresh anymore. Furthermore, the daily time frame is bearish alongside the weekly time frame. So what I'm kind of preferring to see now is a pullback up in towards the highs. Either take out this swing high over here, kind of react to these two wicks, which is going to be lower time frame supply zone, and then look for further shorts or look for further shorts from this highest area of supply. Also because this area of supply, and this fake out or this liquidity high, altogether took out this internal structure low. So that's pretty much what I'm just looking at, kind of trying to trade in line with the internal structure alongside the daily and the weekly bearish structure as well. Once we break this low over here, the 4 hour will then flip bearish, and I will be even more confident to look for shorts. So yep, that is Aussie dollar. Not much for today, but might get interesting somewhere during this week. So let's dive into euro dollar. And euro dollar is currently forming this beautiful 1, 2, 3 descending channel. However, it is pretty much the same as on the dollar index because we've already been inside this area of demand for so many times now, and that's pretty much what's just bugging me. Furthermore, we have this liquidity trend line. I pretty much think that we are going to kind of dive below it. Just going to keep my eyes out for this fake out on the second low / third trend line touch. I'm still looking for a little bit further downside on euro dollar for today. Then we'll see if we see that retracement, but I'm not going to be looking for any longs at all from here. I'm only going to be looking for longs once we break these areas of supply, because supply will be created over here internally once we break this low, in line with kind of this bearish order flow at the moment, which is controlled by supply. However, of course, 4 hour swing structure is still bullish, but it's always going to be more high probability when the internal structure also aligns. And currently that's just not the case. So supply is currently in control, and I'm only going to be looking for buys once we break supply, create demand, and then we can start looking for those longs again. But in the meantime, or what the expectation is that this area of supply is going to break and we are going to start moving down lower. So yeah, that is it for euro dollar. Let's head over to our next pair, which is pound dollar. And pound dollar, guys. So pound dollar pretty much just expecting a pullback back up in towards the highs to then potentially look for further shorts in line with the daily trend. Daily trend is of course still bearish for me personally. Just keep in mind that we have some daily demand over here, which is a flip zone or a takeout zone, which took out this zone over here. So we could see a reaction from it, potentially a pullback in towards this area of, it's not really supply, but more imbalance. But on the 4 hour, there is some supply inside that daily imbalance over here. So what I'll just be looking for is potential shorts on pound dollar once we retrace in towards here, kind of in line with that internal structure. So yeah, that is it for pound dollar. Let's head over to our next pair, which is Kiwi dollar. And Kiwi dollar. So Kiwi dollar pretty much just expecting or waiting for a pullback after this 4 hour break of structure. Once we start seeing a pullback into, for instance, this buy to sell, I will be looking for potential shorts, also because this is pretty much just the 50% mark of this overall swing leg down. Of course, the higher we come, the higher the probability zones or supply zones are going to be. So we have 1, 2, 3. 3, of course, being your highest probability sell zone. So if we come into there, of course, sells are going to be the best. However, just keep in mind that we could already heavily react to this zone over here, purely because it's so beautifully in line with the 50% mark. I'm pretty much just kind of focusing on this swing low over here, which failed to get taken out over here. It means that there's liquidity below it. So I pretty much would love to see a spike and then kind of a retracement back up. Lower time frame trend play could provide us with some possible lower time frame longs. So yeah, that is it for Kiwi dollar pretty much. Just waiting for higher prices to then look for shorts in line with the daily and the 4 hour trend. So with that said, let's head over to Kiwi dollar, gold. So gold, last of all, I'm expecting a bullish gold pretty much in line with the world economic situation. So at the moment, Ukraine and Russia, of course, are fighting it out with the US. So let's see what happens on that kind of topic. It could mean that we are going to see a bullish gold, a bullish yen, and a bullish Swiss. So looking at gold at the moment, I pretty much think that we are going to start breaking this area of supply zone soon. If we see a pullback back down lower and we see a fake out on this low and a tap in towards demand, I will be looking for longs. I'm personally not buying over here because you're just so far in towards this bullish leg. Furthermore, we saw a bullish 4 hour break of structure. And if we were then to draw in a premium versus discount tool, what you can then clearly see is that we're trading inside the premium, very close to the top of the range. So yeah, I'm not going to be trying to long from up above over here. Pretty much you just want to be longing from either here or here. Even this setup over here is pretty risky, but because of the world situation or world economical situation, it is a little bit less risky, and I would be happy to look for potential longs from here if we see a lower time frame trend switch. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Just quickly looking at the daily as well. For me, the daily is ready to pretty much just run this high in line with all the liquidity, which is above this descending trend line. So a lot of liquidity has been built up, a lot of people going short on this trend line. So that's why I think we're going to start popping above it very soon. So yeah, that is it for gold, guys. Thank you so much. Wish you all a fantastic day. Don't forget, live stream New York session this afternoon. Yeah, join the free Discord server, link in the description down below. And thank you for tuning in once again. Wish you all a fantastic day. Thanks, guys.